Test, test. Test, test. This thing on. What is up, my fellow employed people? Had a good work day today. I'm glad to hear it. And if you didn't, hey, there's always tomorrow. But we have our little things that we like. For me, that is coffee. And I have a question for you. What is your favorite type of coffee? Now I know some people really like that instant cappuccino stuff. Maxwell House makes a good one. There's one that they make, or they used to make, where it's like an orange cappuccino. It's very good. And you wouldn't think that orange and cappuccino would go together well, but they really do. They work awesome. They've also got a mocha one. And on top of that, they've got a French vanilla one. And I think a caramel one too. But for me, and I know I have to cut back on coffee just because it doesn't do well for the GERD. I'm getting kind of up there in age. 30-year-old boomer. You wanna... Wait, what? See, like I said, I'm getting up there in age. But, Nescafe. Oh, they used to make these canned ones. And I remember they used to sell them at 7-Eleven. There was a vanilla one and a mocha one. The mocha one came in a purple, and the vanilla one came in a blue. And they were really good. And they had them in like 2015 to 2016 maybe. I miss those. And the best part about it is when I was working, I was able to get them. I think they were like $2 a can. And I could just take them with me as many as I wanted. I mean, I only usually like 2, but they were really good. And right now what I'm having is it's Nescafe French vanilla. And it's an instant coffee. And what I'll usually do is I'll put a little bit of brown sugar and then a little bit of milk, and then the rest is just the coffee, so it's like kind of sweetened. Though the black coffee of the French vanilla is still good because it has a decent amount of flavor to it even without sugar. They've also got a caramel one and a hazelnut one too. One kind of weird thing about it is like they add chicory root to it. And for some people that can cause stomach upset, if you get what I'm saying. So you could get pretty loud with that. But I mean, it's decent, you know. I like it better than the regular one, if I had to choose. And here's another question about coffee, because I don't know about you, but for me, there's usually quite a bit of coffee. Anytime I'm working, I have quite a lot of coffee. So, when it comes to coffee shops that you go to, do you like Starbucks, Tim Hortons, Mikel coffee? It's like Mikel coffee. Do you have any like hole-in-the-wall local places? Do you have any like, because I know like in Korea and Japan there's a lot of like cafes and stuff. I feel like that would count too. Especially if you go there like in the mornings, or maybe you go there for like at lunch, just for like a treat or like a pick-me-up. Then it'd be cool to hear about those too. Which, if you want to know something funny, apparently the ice cappuccino, was first introduced in 1999, and it was like $2 for a large. No wonder they were flying off the shelves. Oh, but yeah, I mean, I don't smoke or drink, so, though I mean, I pretty much wreck my body with coffee. I need to stop drinking coffee, but I can work on that because I find that when I drink water, it's just as good, and you can get sugar-free flavor enhancers too. You'll probably see that at work a lot during lunch hour. You know, you got like a coworker who he brings his lunch kit out. He opens it up. He's got his water bottle. Either like it'll be like a Gatorade water bottle, like the green one, or like he's got a water bottle full of like colored water. And sometimes, you know, you got people who use the Mio one where it's like a liquid one. They used to have a really good coffee one you could add to milk. But if they don't have Mio, it's usually those like powder packets. I have some Welch's grape flavor ones. And like they don't have any calories. They use some sort of an artificial sweetener. Those are good. They pretty much taste like a soda, just without carbonation. But you'll see those at lunch or stuff like that. I mean, that's pretty good too. And if you get them from the dollar store, you can get like a 12-pack for I think $1.50. And a 12-pack, if you have one every day, that's almost 2 weeks. I mean, if you only have Monday to Friday, I think you could probably get away with that, and then that would cover your snacks budget in terms of like sweet drinks. That's the thing. When you're working, you have to make sure that you budget properly. Because, like, I don't know, a lot of people make more money than I do, and that's fine. But for me, I have to budget and put away a little bit of money each month. So, like I've mentioned, I'd like to get a new car. It's also, like, it's not just for cosmetic things, it's for, like, practical reasons. Because if it gets cold, sometimes the cars just won't start. But I find the newer a car is, the more, like, I guess you would say technological upgrades it might have. And also, it doesn't have as high a kilometer rate. The whole car itself isn't as stressed, if you get what I mean. And I'm no mechanic, but when it's like 8, 9 in the morning and you have to get to work, or even sometimes earlier, like 5 or 4, or if you work an overnight job, maybe 9 or 11 p.m., you want to make sure your car works. And it's the worst thing when you go to start your car and it won't turn on, and you've only got like an hour to get to work. Then it's crunch time. Those are probably the most stressful work days you can have. Because for me, even when it's snowing, if my car runs, I still try to make it there. Like, I've had to do some Tokyo drift. There was this one time I was driving past a news station. There's this turn, a pretty sharp turn. So, like, it's winter, it's snowing out. My car turns, spins all the way around, and then keeps going. And I'm like, okay. But I mean, like, you gotta be careful when it comes to that. And I think that a lot of people who have older cars, if they can't store it in like a garage or something, they get caught with that, because that's when you have to use like an Uber or something, or heaven forbid, if your car's parked behind your spouse's or your roommate's, then they can't get out either, because your car is basically like a dead weight. You have to like put it into like the e-brake mode or whatever, or neutral, and if you can, and then get it out of the driveway enough so they can take their car, and then maybe they can drive you. But then you're inconveniencing them. You know what I mean? So it's like, but in summer, it's decent enough. You also can't really travel in an old car. So like if you want to take a vacation, or like holidays, or there's like a long weekend from work, you want to go travel, you want to drive there, say you want to drive to the States or something, or to the nearest state, or just wherever you want to go. If you got a car with 300 miles, or 300,000 miles on it, or 300,000 kilometers on it, good luck, right? I'm pretty sure that car probably is on its last legs. And I'm almost at 300,000 kilometers. I think I'm at 280,000. And I would like to get something new. So my goal by December is to have $1,000 to $1,500 saved up. I'm able to put away about $250 usually from every paycheck. If I really cut back on like everything, even gas, I might be able to save $300 a paycheck. That probably sounds like very little, but as long as I can put that away, I can eventually get something. But the bad thing about like the way prices are for cars right now is everything is really expensive. I found a decent like Volkswagen, but it's from 2010, and it's almost got 300,000 kilometers on it. And it's like, I mean, the car looks nice, but am I just gonna have to shell out a bunch of money to get repairs for it? Now, I've heard good things about Volkswagen. The engineering's good. It's a reliable car to get to work, and hey, we're talking about being employed, so that's good. But almost 300,000 kilometers, that's bad. And eventually you start having to think like, okay, am I gonna have to get rid of this whole vehicle? Or am I going to somehow save up basically the amount of money half a vehicle's cost? So like $4,000 if the car's $8,000 just to get a new engine in this thing, and that's before the work. If you're lucky, $4,000 total, like including after the work, but the labor costs of having it installed will make that shoot up even more. And that's if you can find an engine that has low enough kilometers that you're fine with it. And you know, knock on wood, nothing else goes wrong. And that's if you don't buy a lemon. And they won't tell you if you're buying a lemon, because usually if the car is lower priced, they want to get rid of it. And you want to know something funny? My very first car was a Geo Metro. And those things, I think like people joke around their top speed was like 80, but seriously, I think that one cost me $500. The only reason I bought it was because I wanted a car, and it had a sound system. And I mean, the sound system was good. It had a good radio in it, but that was about it. I don't even have the radio or anything from it anymore. I don't know. I mean, it was alright. I might like that radio if I still could get it, but I can't because that car's been gone for like almost 15 years. But I think the next car I bought was like $800. That one was decent and lasted me like maybe a year, half a year. And then after that, I got another one that was a nice kind of Cavalier. And then I got my current one. I generally like cars that have obviously lower kilometers, but if I get the chance, I wouldn't mind getting something like a Subaru Forester. But it would again have to be like a newer one, even though I like the design of the older ones more. I was walking around on break at work, and I saw parked this Subaru Forester from like 2005 or so, and it's really nice. They're really nice cars. Excuse me. They're really nice cars. But like, to get a new one, matter of fact, that's interesting. So whenever you hear that sound, that is feedback on the mic from the phone. But no, Subaru Forester. Let's go 2025. That thing, a 2025, will run you like $38,000. And like, unless unless you won the lottery, who has that sitting around? I mean, I guess, best case scenario, you're able to save up that money, but if you don't have like a college degree or anything, it's very difficult. So it might take me like 2 years to save up to get a car, a good one, and that's maybe a 2020. And I mean, hey, that isn't bad. If I'm lucky, I can get one with like 130,000 kilometers and just use that, ride it out, and maybe even finance it. And I think that's a secret that you can do as long as you have okay credit. I'm pretty sure you can finance a car, and I think that's what most people do, unless they probably are better at money than me, but what most people you'll see work in a job that have a really nice car do is they probably finance it. So they save a chunk of their money away, a few $1,000s, enough to cover several payments, and it could be something like $200 a month or $132 a month, and they'll put that away towards their car. And if they finance it, from what I understand, eventually you will own the car, and I think the longest period you can do that is 96 months. Quite a while. So if you're going to do that, I'd probably recommend getting a newer car. But again, having a decent amount saved up. So if I go that route, maybe I'll save up till I have like $4,000 or $5,000. Then I can finance a newer car, and then I'll be able to just use that and hopefully one day own it. And if I take good care of it, if I make sure that it's clean, no rust if possible, all depends where you live, sometimes salt and stuff, but as little rust as possible, keep out of car accidents, then I should be able to sell it for a decent amount, and then eventually get a new car if need be after that. I think that'd be great. And I like SUVs because I would like to have a family, so I would like to be able to have room for the kids and room for the groceries. And I like grocery shopping too. So I mean, that's obviously one benefit of being employed. But even if you're on like disability, I suppose you could save up to get a vehicle too. It's all a matter of how much you can save. That's really the key. And I don't know about you, but I've had some troubles with that, but I am working on it, because that's one thing I've noticed. Even when it comes to like the coffee and stuff and weight loss, you'll always find that sometimes you'll say, I need to do this, but the point where you start doing it seems like it just moves further and further in the future. So, one of my goals for now and for the upcoming year is to be more productive. There's days when I want to make videos every day, and I miss a day or something. I want to see if I can at least do the Monday to Fridays. And hopefully, one day my channel can also grow to the point where it helps to pay for gas, or I can use some of that to help save for a car too. And maybe even like upgrades. I want to find a place where I can use it almost entirely as a filming section. Because you'll notice, and I guess you could consider this work too, a form of work, making these videos, if you wish. If I can get a perfectly white wall with good lighting, then I can have the green screen hung up, and I can find a way to have it look better. Because I've noticed my green screen, it works, but it's kind of finicky. And I feel like to do more professional videos for you guys, I would like to have it, I want it to like not have like those weird like flickers and times when like random things are invisible that shouldn't be, like books are just invisible and see-through. It's like something out of Harry Potter, like that's not reality. I just want to overall upgrade everything. But again, it'll take some time, so I very much appreciate the people who bear with me on it. And yeah, I mean, like, I'd honestly even be open to working 2 jobs or doing 2 jobs, then this YouTube ASMR, and then maybe like reselling or something. But a lot of the reselling apps cost money too, so you gotta figure, okay, Do I want to spend money on this subscription for this reselling app that can show me what's worth money and then hope that people buy it? Because for me, I used to use eBay to sell stuff, and sometimes you can sell something, and I always try to sell it at a markdown. I understand, like, that doesn't help me, but I want to be the person that people will buy stuff from, and I'm not trying to gouge people either. But with the economy and shipping, sometimes it can cost more than the actual product is worth, so then you have to cancel the order. And like, I think the best bet for selling stuff is probably books and shoes. That and like clothing. It's always like, it's a toss-up. You have to have a certain amount of like know-how and knowledgeability on what people want to buy. Because, again, no one's going to take the items, buy them, list them for you. You have to figure out what will sell, and you got to kind of get a keen eye for stuff. In the past, I had a very expensive and rare DVD collection, right? And video game collection. Some games were like $500, but like, I was living with an abusive family at the time, and I don't hate them, but it's just when you live with them, it's difficult. They will get on you, you know, and I'm sure people watching have had family like that too, where they don't hate them, and they're nice people, you know, they'll help you, but when you live with them, they really like go after you. So I was tired of pissed, and like, I threw out all my stuff. So I don't have that anymore. It's in a landfill somewhere. And one of those things was a DVD that was so rare. The only copy I ever saw of it was mine, and now it's in a garbage dump somewhere. But I mean, you know, you live and learn, right? If you have a DVD collection and you're looking to make extra money, I would suggest physical media sales, like on eBay. Anything that you can part with, you can save up and quickly get a decent amount of income, because some DVD sets will go for like $200. Like, there's even some single Blu-ray discs that are so rare they go for $200, $300. It's wild. I've seen some selling companies on eBay who sell CDs from Japan for like $500 for two. It's wild. But again, it all depends on if you're willing to put your morals or whatever aside. If you aren't, you'll want to not really gouge people, and that's what I don't want to gouge people. Another thing that sells really well is snack food. Stuff like coffee, anything you can find from a store that's like cheap but sell it for a little bit more expensive, that's fine. You could do that. But yeah, I'd go with snacks or like physical media, books, shoes, because there are some pretty cool shoes out there. Have you ever had a coworker who's really into shoes? It's always interesting to see what kind of new shoes they'll come in with, because there really is like a huge fan base for just different types of shoes and stuff. And some of them are really hard to get, so it's cool when you see them. Same with cars. If you've ever worked in a warehouse, that can be stressful. I've done that briefly. Warehouse work, retail work, which I like doing overnight work when it comes to retail. You know, that's always fun. I think that retail is especially good as like a secondary job if you can get one, because it helps you to supplement your income, so you can take one income stream, save that, keep another one, and then, well, I think Santa Claus is out there, he's also doing work. Take another revenue source and dedicate it entirely to savings. So if I said that right, first one goes towards bills and everything, gas, all that, utilities. Second revenue stream can go entirely to savings, and if you have a second dependable revenue stream that's always there, that's awesome. Like, the way I see it, there's no real expendable income, do you know what I mean? Even the income that's expendable is going towards like savings and stuff if you want, and that's perfect. That's a pitfall that I had when I was in my 20s, is I would spend a lot of this money, and I wish I still had it, you know, but there is still time and still changes I can make so I can make that income and be as happy as I'd like to be. And same with you if you've been in that position. I'm hoping that if you're watching this and you're working somewhere, that you're able to enjoy every day, even for like the little things when it comes to work. Yeah, there might be some aspects you don't like, but just ensure that you're happy every day about something, anything. Because a lot of that, like the way that you dictate how you go about the day, is going to kind of make or break it, right? So if you go into it angry, you're going to probably end the day angry. But if you go into it happy, if you just let any negativity from anyone else brush off your shoulder, you'll be good to go. And I think I've been good with that. I try to always be positive, help people whenever I can. Like, I feel like that's what I'm here for. Like, on earth, to help people. So, if you feel the same, try almost like if you have depression or something, just tell it to shut up for the day. When you're on antidepressants, you can do that much easier. But just be like, you know what? This day is going to end, no matter what. So I'm going to get through it. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be as happy as I can be because screw depression, screw negativity. I'm going to get through it. I think that's a good way to look at things. If you have a job you don't like, that helps even more. And when you have a job you do like, being happy, hey, it makes you more motivated and you put more of yourself into your work. So, I want to thank you for joining me. I'd like to thank my coworkers who are the channel members of Bruno, Marvin, and David. David, if you look up, there's a funny video. There's this dude in Japan called like Debito, and he was like, I don't know, he was mad at like some shops or something. It was bizarre. Debito. And there's also a video of David at the dentist. That's good. I actually thought if I ever have a son, it's not related to like the fact your name's David, but it's coincidental. I thought if I ever had like a son, I'd name him David. It's a good name. David Duchovny from the X-Files also. And Bruno. There's a funny movie called Bruno. You should watch it. There's also a movie called We Don't Talk About Bruno. And Marvin. There's a character, Tiara Duelo, my favorite ASM artist, made called Marvin. He's in some of his videos. He's like this dude who kind of like, it's almost like a Norman Bates thing where he like lives under the foot of like his mom in terms of like she has to boss him around, but he's also got this dark side that's kind of cool in the videos. Check him out, Tiara Duelo. It's TIRARADEGUELLO. Very good videos, but I just wanted to make sure that I thanked everybody before the end of the video, because I really do appreciate it, I didn't think I would get this far, and the fact that I have people who like my videos means a lot. Like, you could watch anybody, but you chose to watch my ASMR stuff, so I appreciate that, and I do hope that I'll get better at it in the future, and that I'll be able to make stuff for you guys for a long time, I'm hoping maybe 50 decades, so 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 80 years of ASMR. Why not? Maybe I could try some Reiki. But I'm going to see you in the next one, and I hope you have a fantastic